Yeah, what will AI do? Like, why is it important for the Antichrist to have access to AI technology?
It's a biblical extrapolation, Jody, and that's part of, you go to Revelation 13, and that gives us, it's not the only passage, but it's a big passage that gives us a lot of detail about what the Antichrist is going to do in the 7-year tribulation. And first of all, it's a global context. And so it's a global Big Brother society because they're going to be able to give out an order instantly across the planet. They're going to apparently know what people do with that order, whether or not they obeyed. Then they're even going to know their location anywhere on the planet, because if they don't obey, it says they're going to be killed if you don't worship the beast. Then he also installs on a global basis a cashless electronic currency economy that will control everything, because it says he controls all the buying and selling. No one will be able to buy and sell, rich and poor, free and slave, the whole planet, without receiving this mark. So it's a global basis. So you just look at it and you go, wait a second, how is that feasibly going to happen? Right? We've had microchip technology for a long time that can mark every product, every person, whatever. We've had computers for quite some time that can handle databases and things of that nature. We've had satellite technology that can help tie in a lot of this stuff. What's missing is the management system, because a global basis where you're controlling every aspect of a Big Brother monitoring society, every single financial transaction, every product, every person trying to buy and sell, you can't hire enough humans for that. You need something superhuman. That's where AI comes in. And that's not just a theory based on that biblical text. If you know the industry, that's exactly what they're doing with AI. AI is now running the back end of the financial system across the planet, monitoring every transaction. It's getting it set up for the Big Brother society, monitoring all this stuff, which is exactly what that text implies. That's why we need to understand the importance of AI.
Well, you know, Peter Thiel is a Christian transhumanist who started the tech firm Palantir. I'm not sure how you say that. Is that right? And of course, it's known for its powerful surveillance tools, identifying terrorists post 9/11, and the same tools used during the COVID pandemic to identify those resisting the mRNA shot. And recently, he's been vocal about the Antichrist. Listen to what he had to say when questioned about this by a New York Times columnist.
We're not living under the Antichrist right now. We're just stagnant, right? And you're positing that something worse could be on the horizon that would make stagnation permanent, that would be driven by fear. And I'm suggesting that for that to happen, there would have to be some burst of technological progress that was akin to Los Alamos that people are afraid of. And I guess this is my very specific question for you, right? Is that you're an investor in AI. You're deeply invested in Palantir, in military technology, in technologies of surveillance, in technologies of warfare, and so on, right? And it just seems to me that when you tell me a story about the Antichrist coming to power and using the fear of technological change to sort of impose order on the world, I feel like that Antichrist would maybe be using the tools that you were building, right? Like, wouldn't the Antichrist be like, great, we're not going to have any more technological progress, but I really like what Palantir has done so far, right?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't that a concern? Wouldn't that be the irony of history would be that the man publicly worrying about the Antichrist accidentally hastens his or her arrival?
There are all these different scenarios. I obviously don't think that that's what I'm doing.
I mean, to be clear, I don't think that's what you're doing either. I'm just interested in how you get to a world willing to submit to permanent authoritarian rule.
All right, your comments on that.
I think you said it all with that hesitation. Hello. Because that's really what they're doing in that. And then the irony of that with that interview, he recently held a conference on talking about the Antichrist. So don't tell me you don't know where this is headed with that. But not only that, not only with Peter Thiel, but you look at even the people who are running this Stargate program. And I'll just use the one example, Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison is another technocrat like Peter Thiel. And he freely admits on camera what he plans on doing with this AI development system. And he pitches it as a utopia. And he wants to try to downplay it. And he says that AI will be tapping into, even the United States of America, will be tapping into every Big Brother device, every CCT camera, every camera, monitoring in real time, 24/7, nonstop. Even your dash cams in your car, body cams on police, everything is going to be tied in because it's all wireless. And it goes into these gigantoid databases. Well, it's being monitored. He said, here's the benefit of that. He says, and this is a direct quote, police will be on their best behavior because they will be monitored at all time. Watch this. Then he says, citizens will be on their best behavior because you'll be monitored at all times. And he says, oh, and then everything on top of all that, we're going to have drones monitoring things. And he tries to pitch that as a wonderful thing.
That sounds like the movies we've been watching for the last 10 years.
Which, Joni, I've said for many years, Hollywood, we've been duped. Hollywood is not just about entertainment. It's about soft disclosure or preparing us for the world that they're creating. It's an educational tool so that when that reality, that dystopian reality hits, we're psychologically, emotionally prepared to go like, oh, hey, that's just like Minority Report.
Yeah.
Before you leave, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, we would love to hear how the Lord is moving and touching your heart right now. So be sure to comment below and then share this video with someone you feel needs it just as much as you did.